English train. Breaking news, everyone. It looks as if we won't be leaving the European Union until the end of next January. Oh my goodness. So there it is, some breaking news right at the start of day 28 of 31 days of learning English in 2019. It looks as if this is the new date for this. So it looks as if this is now happening at this time instead of on Thursday. So it looks as if this will not be happening on Thursday. It looks as if it will be happening next year on Friday, the 31st of January 2020. As far as we know, that is what is happening. However, who knows, in this crazy world of ours, things can change on the spur of the moment. They can change, they can turn on a penny. So things can always change. However, at the moment, it looks as if we have been given permission to extend this until then. So there it was, some lovely breaking news at the start of today's live English stream. Oh, and I suppose it's worth mentioning that it's Monday. I hope your weekend was good. Did you have a good weekend? Was your weekend exciting or was it miserable and boring? I don't know because I wasn't there. If you want to share your weekend, if you want to tell me and the rest of the world what you did at the weekend, you are more than welcome to do so. We are live across the internet and... Oh, it's not fair. These are the final days of 31 days of live English in October 2019 to celebrate my 13th anniversary, which will be happening this Thursday. So on Thursday, this Thursday, the 31st of October, it will be the 13th anniversary of my YouTube channel. And there you can see the rest of my live streams for the remainder of October, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. UK time. I suppose I should also mention that it is now GMT. So it isn't British summertime anymore. We moved the clocks back by 1 hour yesterday. So that is the reason why I might appear to be on at a different time. However, I'm not. It is still 10 minutes past 2 here in the UK. And it's Monday afternoon, but now it is GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. And the reason why we call it that is because we are in the middle of all of the time zones. So we are the furthest away from both the earliest and the latest. GMT in the UK on a Monday. What could be better than that? So thank you very much for joining me today. Who was first on the live chat? I wonder who was first today. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, hello to Grace Chin. Hello, Grace. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Can you see the pleasure on my face? Can you see how happy I am to say hello to my first live chat today? It is quite chilly today, in fact. Outside, would you like to have a look at the view outside? So here is the view right now looking outside. Isn't that glorious? It is a beautiful day. The sun is out, although it's freezing cold. It is actually quite cold. And last night we had the first frost. It's true. So the first frost occurred last night. And there you can see the view in my garden this morning. You can see the frost is on the grass and everything was very cold. In fact, the temperature here last night went below freezing. So already those chilly nights have arrived. During the winter months, it often gets very cold here. And there you can see the frost on the grass. And that was filmed this morning when I woke up. Would you like to see the view that greeted me when I opened my window this morning? There it is. That is the view that I saw from my window. The mist rolling by in the distance. So that was actually filmed this morning from my bedroom window. So that's what greeted me. You can tell that during the night it was very cold, but also there is some warm air as well, hence the mist. So we've got mist in the morning because everything is a little bit mixed up as far as the temperature is concerned. So we have a chilly night and then a warm morning as the sun rises. And that's the reason why we get mist. So there you can see it in the distance. I hope you enjoyed that. I always like to show you something different, something extra special on my live streams. What about after Thursday? Will you miss my live streams? Will you miss me being here every day? It is a shame But the problem is, of course, to be here with you every day, it means I have to give up other things in my life. So during October, I have put my whole life on hold. I haven't done anything else during October except this. Because it takes a lot of planning and preparation, and then I have to present it, and there is the studio to maintain, lots of things that need doing. I have to pay my bills. So there are always things to do. So to say that October has been a busy month for me is an understatement. It really is. We are talking about making choices when you have to choose something or when you have to decide something. So we are talking about choosing and deciding. When you do that, you choose, you decide. So I suppose my breaking news might be connected to today's subject, because it would appear that the European Union have chosen to allow us to leave Europe later. So not Thursday. It looks as if it's not happening on Thursday. So instead, it looks as if it's going to happen at the end of January. So that looks like the new date for the United Kingdom leaving the European Union. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Who knows what will happen next? I certainly don't. Hello to Isabella, Eric, Julie, also Mohammed Jama, Ramzanura, also to Flower. Hello, Flower. Nice to see you here today. Don't forget, you can catch my live streams every day in October. And I suppose it's worth mentioning something else I want to show you very quickly. Now, some people have asked, Mr. Duncan, how do we get the captions on the screen? So I will show you first of all. If you want live captions on your computer, you can press this. It's very easy. So just press that button there on your keyboard and you will get captions as if by magic. However, another question is, what if I'm watching on my mobile phone? If you are using a mobile device, this is what you need to do. You can watch the video and then you can get the settings in the corner of the screen. And you can see that I've pointed to them. And then after you go to the settings, you can choose to watch the captions. So if you are watching on your mobile device, yes, you can get captions as well, live captions. So that's all you need to do. Go to the settings in the corner of the screen and then choose captions. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It's amazing, really. That's all you have to do. Maria, hello Maria. Sheriff, Louis, hello Louis. Welcome, welcome. Today number 28. We are coming towards the end of October. It is almost time to say goodbye to the 31 days of English. Maria, hello Mr. Duncan. I was waiting for your live stream. I want to be the first in the chat. Sadly, not today, but maybe tomorrow. I always say, better luck next time. You never know. So you can always try again tomorrow. I am with you every day until Thursday. And then November arrives. What will happen after that? Stay tuned to this channel to find out. By the way, you can also like and subscribe. Don't forget, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, click like, and if you want to follow my lessons and all of my live streams, you can subscribe as well. Don't be afraid. Click the subscribe button and activate your notifications, and then you will never miss any of this ever again, forever and ever. Mirella is here. Palmyra, hello to you as well. Katiani is here. Sergia is here as well. Luis Mendez. Luis Mendez says, oh, it looks like a lovely day in Much Wenlock. You are right. It is absolutely glorious outside. So there is another view out of my window right now. The sun is shining, but it's very cold. I suppose if I had to describe today, I would say that the weather today is crisp. It is a very crisp day. And the other view, I like this view. Look at that. Isn't that lovely, looking over into the distance? The sun is definitely out and shining. Last night, it was so cold, we had to light the fire. So last night we lit the fire for the first time, and there it is this morning, burning in the living room, keeping the house warm. We have our little log fire. So just to prove how cold it has become, the fire has been lit. So we actually lit it last night because it was so cold. It was about 2 below zero last night. It was really cold. So that's the reason why we lit the fire. That's the reason why we have the fire burning in the living room, to keep the house nice and warm during those winter months. Noemi, Mr. Duncan, your work is very important to me, especially today. Thanks for your lovely live stream. You are welcome. No problem. It's a pleasure. I really do wish, and I mean this very sincerely, I really do wish I could be with you every day. I would, if I had the choice. If I had the way or the means to be here every day with you, I would. Believe me. Theo, hello viewers, Mr. Duncan. Above all, I like your attitude towards animals. I like the way you live with nature and instead of being a blind consumer. You are right, yes. Do you know what? I rarely go shopping. I can't remember the last time I went into a shop to buy something. Isn't that crazy? Ade says hello from the Canary Islands. Oh, Melania and Ade are watching on the Canary Islands. Oh, very nice. I bet the weather is lovely where you are. I could do with some of your warmth right now because it's freezing at the moment. It's very chilly here in the UK right now. Hello, Amrawadi Artsby. Hello to you as well. Rahul. Wow, so many people on the live chat. Also, Nadia and Helena. Enes. Wow. And don't forget, if it's your first time, if you've never said hello to me before on the live stream, do it today. Say, hello, Mr. Duncan. I have never said hello on the live stream, but now I am saying hello. So don't be shy. Give it a try. You never know. You might like it. Noemi, Belarusia is here. I haven't seen Belarusia. Is Belarusia here on the live chat? I can't find her. How strange is that? I know that in Argentina yesterday there were votes taking place. A general election was taking place yesterday in Argentina. Lots of things happening around the world, including in Chile and Spain, and I suppose I should mention Syria and Afghanistan, Turkey. So lots of things happening around the world, also Hong Kong. And here in the UK as well, because we never like to be left out. We always like to join in with all of the trends. So political upheaval and chaos is something that we would love to have as well. And we have. That's exactly what's happening here in the UK. We have lots of chaos taking place as far as the politics are concerned. Hello, Patrick. Hello also to Kathiani. You are very didactic. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I try my best. I've been teaching for a long time. Ibrahim, hello, Mr. Duncan. How are you and everyone here? I think we're okay, to be honest with you. I think everyone is all right. Nasir says, I'm one of your regular students. Thank you very much. It's nice to hear that as well. Before I came on to do the live stream, I was watching the news and they were talking about a very interesting subject that caught my ear. So sometimes a subject can catch your eye, but also it can catch your ear, because I had the TV on, the television news was playing in the background, and I heard them talk about a particular subject. And I thought, that is an interesting subject. And the subject is organ donation. So quite often people will leave their internal organs to be used to help another person live or survive. So next year, something very interesting is happening here in the UK. Next year, it will be assumed that you want to leave your organs for transplant. So you don't have to carry a card. So from next year, it will always be assumed that that's what you want. So if you die in certain circumstances, they will just use your organs. So, for example, your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, your heart, and even the corneas from your eyes. So organ donation is something that's been going on for many years, but up until next year, we've always carried a card which gives permission to use the organs. However, next year, it will be assumed that you agree. So the only way you can not do it is by carrying a card that says you don't want to do it. So it's actually the opposite. And I thought that's a very interesting thing. Very interesting. I wonder if everyone agrees with that. So if you or a person you know dies in an accident of some sort or of some illness, then they can use the organs, kidneys, liver, heart, lungs. Maybe in my case, they can use my brain. Maybe they've lost their football and they can kick it around the field. So organ donation, I think this is a fascinating subject. So we are making it compulsory unless you say otherwise. So we will assume that you want to give the actual organs to a person. Hello, Palmyra. We got a parcel today with perfume and we got an extra present. Can you imagine? Peanut balls for feeding the birds. Now we must decide where they can go. Oh, I see. So you are going to start feeding the birds. I like it. Lovely. That is very nice to see. And you will have many hours of pleasure as the birds come to your garden. So yes, put them somewhere where the birds will feel safe, but also somewhere where you can see them from the house. Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is my first time that I'm watching you live. Beshita Mohibi. I hope I pronounce your name right. So it's your first time. I have watched your videos since I was in Afghanistan. When I came to Ireland, I became successful. I managed to succeed in finding you on YouTube. Thank you very much. Beshita. I hope I pronounce your name right. Congratulations and welcome. If it is your first time here today, let me know. Tell me. We are talking about the action of choosing. You choose. And also the action of deciding. You decide. A little bit later on. So what do you think of organ donations? We are doing it here in the UK. We've been doing it for many years, but normally you have to carry a card. So next year, a new law will come into place where your organs will be used unless you say no. Very interesting, very interesting. Artsby, it will be very useful to do that. Eric says the quantity of organ donations have increased because of the way it was asked in the forms between people. Well, I think it's a very sensitive subject. It's one that you can't really talk about in general conversation because most people feel uncomfortable because it involves subjects that we all feel uncomfortable with. It's a little bit like writing your will. People assume that if you write your will, then maybe you will die. But it doesn't really work like that. So maybe this whole idea of giving a person the choice to decline giving their organs instead of having to agree to accept. So I think it's a good idea. Personally, I think it's great. So if something were to happen to me, can you imagine that? Can you imagine the tears and the heartache? Who will feed the birds? Who will take care of the birds? So if something happened to me from next year, they will just say, OK, Mr. Duncan is dead. We're going to take his liver, his kidneys, his heart. If that is useful, it might not be. And also the other parts as well. Anything that they can use to transplant onto another person's body. Oh dear. But not the brain. I'm sorry about that. It's not much use to me. So I can't see what use it would be to another person, really. Hello also to Catherine. Hello, Collision. Hello, Collision. Collision Channel. Who are you colliding with? I wonder. Tech Idea. Hello, I am watching from Bangladesh and I am watching you for the first time. Hello, Tech Idea 18. Welcome. My hands are becoming sore because of all the clapping. Hello, Ennis. The best understandable teacher that I've ever seen on YouTube. Thank you very much. I like to make English fun. I like to make learning interesting. So that's the reason why I do what I do, and that's the reason why I've been doing it for over 13 years. On Thursday, I will be celebrating my 13th anniversary. Let's have a look at a video clip, shall we? Because today we are talking about choices and decisions. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to show one of my English lessons. So here is a short excerpt from one of my English lessons where I talk all about the subject of making choices and decisions. So here I am once again at my computer with another English lesson to prepare. Which subject should I talk about this time? There are so many choices, so many things to choose from. It's really hard to decide. Wait a minute. I've got it. Oh yes, that's a good subject. Okay, let's get to work.
The choices you make today and tomorrow will decide life's journey on the path you will follow. The choices you make, like the throw of the dice, will decide if your journey is unpleasant or nice.
The word choice has more than one meaning. It is normally used as a noun. Choice can relate to what is on offer, a selection of things offered or made available to you. You can select something from that choice. You choose or select from the choice. The word choice can also define what you have chosen, the choice you have made. The thing you have chosen is your choice. That is the thing you have chosen. A choice can be made from a selection or variety of actual items, or from a list of possible actions. The word choice can also be an adjective. In this sense, it means something of high or superior quality. A choice cut of meat means that the meat is of good quality. The word decision relates to the final choice or result of deciding something. The decision can be about anything. The result of your choice is the decision. We can also use decision when talking about the outcome of a trial. In law, the decision is referred to as the verdict. In law, all decisions, choices, and actions made are the responsibility of the person who made them. If you are of sound mind, then you will have to accept the punishment that fits the crime. The conclusion of any choice is seen as a decision. Of course, if you cannot make a choice or decision, then we say that you are undecided. You are unsure of what to choose. Sometimes making a decision can be a very confusing thing indeed. There are many ways of expressing a decision or making a choice. You take your pick. You come to a decision. You reach a conclusion. You give your verdict. You make a choice. You pick one out. You make a selection. A choice can be described as a selection or a variety. You pick from a selection or choose from a variety. So, choice can be what is on offer or the thing you select. The past tense of choose is chose, and the item you choose has been chosen. When deciding something, you reach a decision, or you come to a decision. You have made a decision. You have decided. There are so many choices and decisions to be made in life. However, there is one choice that you never have to make, unless of course you decide to change it later. Yes, of course, I'm talking about your name. The first choice in your life is made by someone else. Duncan is the name chosen for me by my parents. I had no say in the matter. The decision was made for me. I like my name, especially when I found out that the name Duncan originated in Scotland and means brave warrior. Of course, in the Shakespeare play Macbeth, the character King Duncan is killed by the scheming Macbeth. I had better watch my back. And there it was, going back in time to one of my early English lessons, talking all about choices and decisions, which is what we are talking about today, amongst other things. So, we were talking about organ donation. And this is something that is in the news right now in the UK, because next year a new law will come into place where there will be compulsory organ donation. That means you automatically agree to have your organs taken from you to help another person. However, you can also get a card. You can carry a card that says you don't want to do it. So it's the opposite way round to now. So now you carry a card to say that you want to do it. So in the future, you will carry a card to say that you don't want to do it. Sometimes making a choice or a decision is quite difficult. Shall I donate my organs after I die, or shall I keep them inside my cold, hard body? It's up to you, really. But of course, when you think about organ donation, the reason why we do it, you donate your organs after death to help someone live. So, from my point of view, I think it's a good idea. And think of all the lives that will be saved, all the people who are suffering in some way with heart conditions and kidney problems, who will be saved because of this. So I think it's a pretty good idea, to be honest. So we are talking about decisions. So you have to decide something. I don't know about you, but I hate having to decide something. Sometimes I'm not very good at making decisions. Not very good at all. Christina, it is sometimes difficult to choose in life, but it's necessary for finding a path, whatever it is. Yes, that is something that I mentioned in the video, that the choices you make, sometimes you have no choice. You have to make a choice. So when you are young, quite often there are choices that are made for you. For example, your name. So my name was chosen for me. I didn't have any choice. So I had no choice. My parents gave me the name Duncan. And I don't mind. I like my name. I think it's a fun name. Hello, Rosa. Hello, Palmyra. Hello, also Belarusia, who is talking about her mother. Hello, Belarusia. I hear your mother is in hospital at the moment, and all I can do is send my best wishes. I hope she'll be okay. Belarusia, thank you for joining me today. And did you vote yesterday? I'm wondering if you voted yesterday as well. Hakan. Here is medical ethicist. So when we talk about an ethicist, a person who deals with ethics, and quite often when we say ethic, we mean the thing that should be done or the right thing to do, or maybe a decision that you have to make based on right and wrong. So quite often we use the word ethics. A doctor will normally use medical ethics. So things that you have to do to save life, things that you have to do to prevent suffering or pain, and all of those things connect to ethics. Ethics. Medical donation is presumed to be consented and is a very debatable issue regarding organ donations. In Belgium, there is the same situation, that every person is assumed to be a donor. And that's what's happening next year here in the UK. So the same thing will be occurring here. Karaka says, what do you think of donating organs, Mr. Duncan? Can you explain? Well, as I've already said, I agree with it. I think it's a good idea. So I have no problem. I won't be saying, you can't have my kidneys, because I won't need them, because I'll be dead. So it doesn't matter. But imagine the lives you will be saving. At least 5 lives you will change by donating your organs. At least 5 lives will be helped. or saved. So from my point of view, it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want with me. You can throw me on a bonfire and use me as a guy on November the 5th if you want. Rosa, I think it is a hard time for you and your family. I think that's a message for Belarusia. Also, Palmyra, Anna, you look so modern in his office. Oh, I don't know what that means either. Maybe Anna is in an office, in a photograph, maybe. Beshiati Mohibi, dear teacher, what would you do after December 31st? Would you be on YouTube after that date? I think you mean October 31st. So I am with you every day in October. But after October, so after Thursday, I will still be with you, but not every day, because I have other things to do. Unfortunately, I have to buy food. I have to keep myself warm. I have to pay my bills so I can do this. So doing this every day is very hard to do. However, there is one solution, one thing that can help. You can make a donation if you want to help my work continue forever and ever. So that is one thing I rely on, especially during October, because I have given all my time during October for doing this. Kathiani says, oh, nice, me too. So is that in response to my statement about organ donations? I think so. So after October the 31st, I will still be doing lessons. I will still be teaching English. I'm not going away, but I won't be here every day. I won't, unfortunately, because I have to live. I have to survive, unfortunately. So when you decide to do something, it means you choose. So choose is to decide. You choose something, you decide on something. You decide to do something. So we can say that you decide on or decide to do something. Or you choose something. So you choose a new dress. You choose some new shoes. You choose some food in a restaurant. You might read the menu and then you will choose something from a list of meals. Choose. Decision. So you have to make a decision. A decision is something that you have to choose in your mind. You have to come to a decision. So to make a choice, you make a decision. So you decide on what to do. You make a decision. The thing that you have thought about. And now you come to a decision. You have made a decision. You have decided what to do. Once again, choice. So the choice is something that you make. Maybe you have many things in front of you, but you can only have one of them. You only have one choice. So the choice can be many things. So the choice relates to everything in front of you, and also choice is the thing that you choose. So there are two ways of looking at that word. A choice is the selection that you can choose from, and the choice is the thing that you make. You choose something by making a choice. Isn't English interesting? I love the English language. I have a feeling I might be an English addict. I think so. Pick. Here's another word that can be used in many ways. Pick. So pick is very similar to choose. You choose something. You pick something. So in this sense, we are using the word in the form of a verb, to pick. I'm going to pick you. I'm going to pick this apple. You pick something. So you take away, but also you make a choice. So pick can be used in more than one way. You pick something, you choose something, and also you take something away. You pick an apple, or you pick a pear. Pick. So to choose is to pick. Another word, select. Now here is an interesting word, select. If you select something, once again, it is a form of choosing. You make a selection. You select. So when you select, you choose. I will select you. I select that. Of course, when we say selection, it means the choice that you have. So maybe there are many things in front of you that you can choose from. You have to select one thing, or maybe two things. You will select your choice. Back to the live chat very quickly. Just interested to see what's happening. Pat Chu, what are the differences between the choices of young people and older people? Pat Chu, that is an interesting question. When you are young, you have all the choices in the world. However, you are not mature enough to make them. When you get older and you have the maturity, your choices become fewer because you are older, maybe your health is suffering, and maybe your outlook on the world has become very, very narrow. So when you are young, you have many choices that you can make. However, you don't realise that they are there quite often. Quite often people will waste their childhood. Even though they have lots of choices, lots of things they could do, they quite often don't realise that they are there. However, when you are older, you realise that those choices were there, but now you realise your choices are fewer. So yes, there is a bit of a paradox as far as that is concerned. Hello to Palmyra again. The US singer Selena Gomez lives in favour of her best friend who gave one kidney. So Selena Gomez, the US singer, actually received a kidney from one of her friends. That's amazing. So there you go. You can actually donate one kidney whilst still alive. So you can actually lose one of your kidneys. You can give it to another person who might need treatment for various kidney diseases. So yes, you can donate certain organs whilst you are still alive, as long as you have two of them. So you can't donate your heart because you need that. You only have one heart. Unless you are Doctor Who, of course. Artsby, there is a new word used in adverts called a haul, which could be like a selection of products from the same trademark. A haul of shampoos. Well, when we say haul, it does mean you are moving or you are carrying a group or a selection or maybe a container with things inside it. Haul. So hauling is pulling something that contains lots of items. Haul. Another word that some people use is hoard. Hoard, which means to collect something. So you have lots of things around you that you collect. Your hoard. And some people are addicted to collecting things. They can't stop. And slowly their house will fill full of things. And those people are called hoarders. So a person who hoards is a person who collects things or keeps things, and they can't stop doing it. CT Lab is here. Also Christina. In fact, when you are older, we have fewer choices in life. That is true. However, if you take care of yourself, if you look after your health, then you might find that there will be more choices or there will be opportunities for you as you get older. So sometimes it is all about your attitude towards getting older and your attitude towards life in general. I think so. So young and already suffering, says Neo Zero. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. I always think about English speaking and learning. I often dream in English. That is a good thing to do, Nasir. I will be honest with you. Try to think in English. Try to dream in English. Wow. That is a very big step to take. Thank you very much. So when you choose something, quite often you will point out or point to something that you want. So you will choose, you will point out something, you will make a choice, you will choose something, you will make a selection, you will point out what you want, the thing you want, the thing that you have chosen. Chosen is the past tense. You choose, you have chosen. Consider. Now this is interesting. When you make a decision, when you have to make a choice, you will often consider what to do. You will think of your options. I have 3 choices. I can take it, I can leave it, or I can come back next year and maybe decide again. So in that respect, I have 3 choices. So sometimes you have to consider your choice. You have to consider. You have to come to a decision. So consider is sometimes used when we want to talk about making a choice. Thank you very much. Thanks for your lessons. They are useful and interesting. The best to you and looking forward to watching more of your new videos. Thank you, Tran. Watching in Vietnam. Lewis says, you know, Rosa, after a dialysis, the colour of your skin was like the one of someone else, but before the dialysis, it went almost yellow. Yes, when a person has kidney problems or difficulty with their kidneys, quite often their skin will turn yellow. It is called jaundice. So a person who looks yellow, a person whose skin has turned yellow due to illness, we will describe them as looking jaundiced. So jaundice, it is a yellowing of the skin, normally caused by, I think it's uric acid in the blood. Not very nice, by the way. Not very nice. You are the best English teacher that I've ever had. Please say hello to Karaka Art. Hello, Karaka Art. Nice to see you here today. So we are talking about making choices. You will have to make a decision. You will ponder. Ooh, I like this word, ponder. When you ponder, it means you think about something. You have to make a decision. You will consider. You will ponder. Ponder. I like that word. It's brilliant. It sounds a little bit like pond, which is something that fish might live in. Ponder. You think about something. You consider something carefully. Ponder. There are two questions you might ask when you are making a choice. Two things you might ask yourself or another person, especially if you cannot come to a choice or a decision. Which? What? So normally, if you have a choice or a selection, we normally use which. So which one do you like? Which one do you want? However, if you don't have a choice, maybe the choice is hundreds of things or thousands of things, we often say what. So what do you want to eat? What food do you want to eat? So because there is a big choice, we don't normally say which. Which do you want to eat? We say what do you want to eat? Because there are so many different types of food. So what normally means if there is a large quantity of things to choose from. If there is only a short quantity or maybe just a small number of things to choose from, we will say which. Which one do you want? What do you want? So maybe the list is endless, or maybe the thing in question is unknown. What? What? Which? Talking of witches, it's Halloween on Thursday, and I will be with you live tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday. Consider. You think about something carefully. You have to think of something in your mind. You consider. I am considering. You consider. You think about. You have to think about what you are going to do. So you have a choice. You have to consider the choices. You have to decide what to do. Hello also to Neo. Once again, you should substitute my English lecture in my university, Mr. Duncan. It will not be boring. Thank you very much. When I used to teach in class in China, lots of people came up to me and said, Mr. Duncan, we want more of your lessons. They are so interesting. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. You should, sir, why are international leaders always in conflict, in conference, when it comes to global warming? Well, just like anything, there are people who believe in something and people who don't believe in something. So maybe there are people who think or believe, and there are people who say that there is evidence that proves that global warming is real. However, there are those who are sceptical and they think it isn't real, and they consider all of the scientific studies to be inconclusive. So it depends really. So that's why there is always disagreement. In fact, you can think of any subject. Think of any subject in the world and someone somewhere will disagree with what you think, whatever it is. So there are people who even believe that the earth is flat. There are people who think that the earth is flat. They believe it. They really believe it. However, when you fly up in a rocket above the earth, you can see that the earth is spinning. It is turning round. It is spherical. It is a globe. Hi all, maybe in the future people will be able to grow new organs like mushrooms. That sounds like something from science fiction, but I think it might be true one day. Valentin, yes, I think that's great. Well, they've been doing this already with skin. So as I understand it, they can actually grow new cells and they can actually use them to replace certain parts of the body, like your ears. So they have actually grown ears. So I think this is still in the early stages, but I think in the future, because of the moves forward in the study of genetics and the way that we understand the way cells divide and work, and then you talk about things like stem cells, which are literally the building blocks of all life. It's incredible. So I think in the future we might be growing organs, maybe on a tree, not an actual tree, but figurative. So yes, who knows? Who knows what will happen in the future? That's why the future is always exciting. It is. Who knows what will happen next? Yes, they did say that about heart cells, because they did actually find that if you put heart cells in a Petri dish, the heart cells would continue beating. Yes, that's true. I remember seeing a very interesting report about that. Thank you very much for your company today. At the start of today's lesson, I talked about the fact that we will be leaving the European Union, it looks like it, on the 31st of January. If I can find my piece of paper, where is it? There it is, Friday the 31st of January 2020. It looks as if that is when we will be leaving the European Union. Not Thursday. It looks as if it's not happening. So it looks as if this will be postponed until next year. The reason why I mention that again is because we have other choices. Choices. So when you make a choice, you might have to vote for something. So you vote, you make a choice. You elect someone. So again, you are choosing a person to represent you. So again, you have to make a choice. So when you vote, you choose. When you elect, you make a choice, or you have made a choice. Opt for. If you opt for something, it means that is the choice you have gone with. You have gone for that choice. That is what you have decided. You opt for that thing. Of course, sometimes a choice is not chosen in an organised way. You might choose something at random. So sometimes random is also a type of choice, because you are not making a particular choice. You are choosing something at random. So when we use the word random, it means without making a choice, even though you are making a choice. But it's random. It's random. It could come from anywhere. Yes, there are live subtitles, Mason. You are right. You can opt for subtitles on my live stream. All you have to do is press that button on your keyboard and you will get live captions. Isn't it amazing? Hui Duong says, Mr. Duncan, I am your fan. I like your hat. Which colour hat do you like? Or which colour do you like of your hat? So if I had to choose my favourite colour, I think I like white. I like white hats and also red hats. So I suppose red and white are my favourite colours. Thank you very much. I am going soon. I will be going soon. Sometimes it is very hard to make a choice. One thing that we all do, and we all do it, including me, quite often, we will procrastinate. I like that word. Procrastinate. So if you procrastinate, it means you cannot make a decision. You put off the things that you have to do or make a decision on. So quite often, if you procrastinate, you are undecided. You cannot make a choice. You can't come to a decision. You always do something else. You avoid making a choice. You avoid it. So procrastination is the other word. So that is what it's called. Procrastination is when you procrastinate. I love that word. It feels very nice when you say it. Procrastinate. You always delay the things you should do. You can't make a decision easily. You take so long to make a decision. You are undecided. So to be undecided means that you haven't made your choice, or you are unable to make a choice. You are undecided. We call that indecision. So indecision is the process of being unable to make a decision. You can't decide. Waver. Now this is an interesting one as well. You might waver something if you are unable to make a choice. So to waver can mean to push aside, or maybe you can't make a decision straight away. Sometimes in politics or in law, something might be wavered, especially if a decision can't be made. Hold up. If you hold up something, again, it means you can't come to a conclusion or a decision. You hold up the process. So you might say that the decision not to leave the European Union on Thursday is a hold-up. People still can't decide what we should be doing. And finally, delay. This is a word that causes a lot of anger every morning when people are trying to get to work by train. They will often find that there is a delay to their service. So delay can mean put off, postpone. You don't do it straight away. You can't make a decision. It's so hard to make a decision. So I will delay my decision. I will not choose straight away. I will delay what I am going to do. So you can't do it today. And I think today's favourite word must be procrastinate. I love that word. It's a brilliant word. Procrastinate. You can also hesitate as well. So if you hesitate, it means you can't make the decision. You are so close to making the decision, but you can't do it. It's so hard. I want to make a decision, but I always hesitate. Palmyra. Oh, Palmyra also uses hesitate as well. Very nice. Thank you very much to Louis, Christina, Pachu. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I will be going back to my lovely fire. There it is. So that's what I'm doing tonight because it's going to be cold again. So tonight I will have a lovely sit down. I will rest my aching legs and also my aching brain. And I will sit in front of the fire because it is very cold tonight. I think so. I think it's going to be quite chilly this evening. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you have a super Monday, whatever you are doing. Of course, I'm back tomorrow, the final days of October. So I will be with you again tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. And also on Wednesday and Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday is the last day of October and the final day of my 31 days. Christina, I love the fireplace. There is something wonderful about sitting in front of a real fire. Really, I don't know why. It feels as if I'm going back to early man, when we lived in caves and all we had were fires. I think so. It really takes you back in time to early man. Or should I say early person? Because I don't want to offend anyone. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Kathiani. Thank you, Pachu. Thank you, Hui Duong. See you soon. I hope so. I'm back tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, and we'll do this again. Shall we do it again tomorrow? Okay then. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much for your lovely company today. So many people. So many people here. Soraya, Guadalupe, Rakib, Anakobi, also Mason, and Rolfie, Luis Mendez, Christina. So many people joining me today. Thanks for your company. I am back tomorrow. You can watch this again later on. So later on you can watch this again, and hopefully the captions will be there as well. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching me today. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.